Hi friends, the part 3 video of the liberty and rights is uploaded in the channel Basil Thomas. So the link has been provided in the description. Go and watch it and do subscribe the channel. Thank you.
Welcome students. Welcome to the third topic, FYJC, Standard 11, Political Science, Equality and Justice. In this chapter, we will study what is equality, what is justice. Now there is a question in our mind. What is equality? We say in a simple word, equality means everyone is equal in the eyes of law. There are political equality, the social equality, and the principles of equality is of opportunity. Now we shall study in detail what is equality. Equality is one of the important values in human society. Equality does not mean uniformity. When we say all are equal, what we mean is that all have to be treated equally. In the words of Aristotle, Aristotle's approach to equality had a narrow scope. In modern times, the meaning of equality has broadened. Empathy, tolerance, self-respect are the aspects that are included in the understanding of equality. Hence, equality has a moral and a collective dimension. In addition, today, equality is looked at as a political goal. Further, when does we speak in terms of equality? When we speak of equality, the question arises in our mind when there are inequalities seen in front of us. And my dear students, if you look at the world today, there are a lot of inequalities. And it is all man-made inequalities. Natural inequalities include, that is color, black or white, height, short or tall, talent, some are clever, some are dull, physical strength, some are weak, some are strong. Man-made inequality is created on the basis of caste. To which caste do I belong to? Money, whether I am rich or poor. Religion, whether I am from a religion which is of majority or a minority. It is accepted that individuals have different abilities, capabilities, and attitude. However, individual should be given equal opportunity to develop their skills and talents. There should be equality in social, political, and economic system of the society. The concept of liberty, justice are judged on the basis of equality. Therefore, equality is a rational concept. Now we will see the history of equality. We will see what are the different thinkers. Different thinkers have different ideas about equality. We will see one by one. Let us see what were the thoughts of Aristotle. Aristotle propounded the idea of equality in the ancient Greek city-states. His idea of equality was confined to the citizen of city-states. His idea of equality developed with a reference to the ruler and the ruled. He considered them naturally unequal on the basis of inequalities in intellectual and administrative abilities. In Athens, the term citizen excluded, they were not included, foreigners, slaves, and women. Aristotle tried to reduce inequality to the idea of the constitution. He sought to remove the concept of special status, advocated equality before law. In his book, The Politics, he explained the correlation between equality and justice. I would like to share the thoughts of Thomas Hobbes. He has given the idea of natural equality in his book Leviathan. Hobbes argued, despite of having physical, intellectual inequality, all individuals must be treated equals. It is important that every individual have certain rights as human being. The government cannot take away these rights. This was the idea of natural equality. Rousseau analyzed natural and man-made inequalities. The idea of pleasure grew in society. This led to the man dominating others. In the feeling of greed, they gave rise to the concept of property and the concept of division of labor. It is the concept of private property and the division of labor that led to the exploitation of the people, leading to the creation of artificial inequality by the rich class. Rousseau further argued that inequality is created due to the difference in the physical strength, abilities of individual. He suggested equality can be brought in through natural law. The words of Karl Marx. According to the Karl Marx, there should be a classless society. There are two classes of people, have and have-nots. And there is always a fight or a conflict between have and have-nots. And have-nots win. So, according to him, he gave importance to the emancipation of workers through the means of production. According to him, equality achieved through this would be different from the liberal ideas of equality. Now further, we will see the importance of equality. Now what is the importance? Why inequality has to be reduced? Equality is necessary to create just condition, to accept the principle of equal distribution of resources is necessary for the fulfillment of basic needs of the society. Like, I will say, food, clothing and shelter, which is a basic needs of human being, and it should be fulfilled by the government. Human dignity is not possible when the society has social material inequality. Hence, equality is necessary to uphold the dignity of the individual. Third, equality is necessary for the mutual respect among the members of society. Equal opportunity for the development of individual is possible only when there is respect for each other. Social inequality brings fraternity, liberty, equality, and also possible there where there is fraternity. Now there are facets of equality. Now what are the facets of equality? Equality before law and protection of law. My dear students, law treats all the citizens equally, and it is equally applicable to everyone, whether a person is rich or a poor, strong or weak, literate or illiterate. You know, these factors may not be necessary to have ability to the implementation of this principle. In the court, rich and the poor should be judged on equal criteria. Judiciary should not discriminate between black and white, rich or poor, high status or low status. Therefore, it is necessary to accept principle of equality before law and equal protection of law. Equality of opportunities. As we all know, there are a lot of opportunities available in society, but these opportunities are pocketed by few of the privileged people, section of society. Those who are highly educated, those who are rich, those who are superior in society. Hence, it is believed even the weaker section should get the opportunity. And so it is said, equality of opportunity is considered to the base of equality. Further, we will see the types of equality. There are 5 types of equality. Natural equality. As we all know, natural equality means the abilities and the qualities of an individual, which is inbuilt, which is given by God. And when that individual gets an opportunity, he develops his individual personality. Like the words of Plato and Aristotle, they did not believe in natural equality. However, the Western Christian thinkers believe that all human beings are children of same God. In modern times, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau talked about natural equality in the state of nature. The second type is civil equality. Civil rights are available to the people in society. It should be given to all without any discrimination on the basis of race, color, caste, religion, gender. It means equal punishment for the same crime and also equal protection of law. Law should not give privilege to any specific section of society. Special laws made for the protection of the weaker section of society, like women, children, physically challenged, backward class, they do not violate the concept of civil law. Political equality. When I say political equality, I would like to give an example rather than saying what is given in the book. Political equality means every citizen has equal right to participate in the affairs of the state. An individual who is capable can stand for election and he can contest election, and if he is capable, he can win. Or one can be a voter. He can select his leader. So either the political equality here I mean to say is either you can stand for election, be a candidate and win the election, or if you are not capable of being a candidate, you can be a voter. And political equality is based on the law of representation and universal adult franchise. Economic equality. Now, my dear students, again, I would like to give you here the example. Our society is divided into rich and poor. The rich is getting richer and richer day by day, and the poor people are getting poorer and poorer. Why is it so? Is it because our society gives a lot of importance and all the facilities are given to the rich people? The people of the bottom rank, they are not getting the facilities from the government. As a result of this, there is economic inequality. The wealth it goes in the hands of the few people. Well, I would like to give an example. Government, they treat, very specially to those people who are rich. All the facilities are given to the rich people. I would like to give an example. Government favors not the common people. They give all sort of facilities, concessions, for example, to Adani's, to Reliance, to Tata, Birla's, Airtel, Idea, all these companies. You can see there is economic inequality. But here it says that, whatever the resources which are available, the wealth is there, it has to be distributed equally among the people. Then only there is economic equality. According to the thinkers, one should distribute all the wealth equally. And if it is not distributed to the people equally, then what will happen? The accumulation of wealth will be there in the hands of the few. And that is what is happening in India now. There are few who are rich and is getting richer and richer. What about the common people over here in India? They are below the poverty line. Now, the best example is, nowadays we can see in villages, still that bonded labor system is still prevailing. Though it was abolished, bonded labor system was abolished according to the Act of 1976. But yet, we find the people in village, they are working as a bonded labor. Now, my dear students, let us go to the fifth and the last one. Social equality. Well, this is a very familiar topic to all of us. We have seen during the pre-British period, people were discriminated in the name of gender, religion, race, occupation. And it is believed that we have to accept the dignity of labor in society. However, still we find discrimination. Similarly, we find racial discrimination in South Africa, United States of America. Now there are few people, the reformers, who have really worked to bring equality, social equality in India. Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. They work for the upliftment of the backward and the weaker section of society, as so as to give them the life of dignity. It is a responsibility of the state to ensure equal social status and rights to all. This is ensured by the state through legislation. For example, in India, laws are made regarding abolition of untouchability. But my dear students, it's very sad. Even today, if you go to village, we find people still practice untouchability. Some are considered as Shudras, and they are not given rights. Now, my dear students, further, equality in the context of India. What is the point of view of Indians? As we all know, right from our ancient time, caste system has been dominating. It has been a major obstacle to social equality. There is a need to make simultaneous effort to achieve social and economic equality. Similarly, equality is necessary to achieve individual liberty. Our society is we follow a patriarchal system in India. You know, the eldest male is the head of the family. Even a nuclear family, if you see, the male is the head of the family and he takes the decision. The patriarchal system in India creates social, economic, political inequality among the males and the females. Along with, there is also unequal distribution of resources among the genders. For example, if a father dies, the ancestral property goes to the males, not to the females. Mahatma Phule, Tarabai Shinde, Justice Ranade, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar argued in the favor of just equal distribution of resources to both male and female. Since man naturally understands what is right and what is wrong, there is no need to create man-made laws. This is the meaning of natural justice. What is legal justice? Now, when I speak about legal justice, I would like to say legal justice is nothing but the implementation of law. John Austin considered law as a mean to establish justice as well as a mean to suppress injustice. Justice is a precondition to law, as without it, law will only be means to suppress people. Next is social justice. It is necessary to ensure that the weaker section of the society should get adequate share in this distribution. Whatever the distribution, what is the distribution? I mean to say goods and services. Hence, social justice is known as distributive justice. Procedural justice, social justice are the two approaches. Social justice, procedural justice includes or involves legal procedure. It means the cases should follow proper legal procedure, correctly interpreted the law, and treat everyone equal before the law. Justice is not related just to an individual but to society. According to the Karl Marx, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, John Rawls argued in favor of social justice. Karl Marx considered the state as an instrument of exploitation of workers. This means instrument is in the hands of capitalist class. Since laws are made by the states, it's natural that they protect the interest of the capitalist. Marx maintained the transformation of capitalist system into socialist system and will ensure equal distribution of resources. Socialist system give priority to the right to equality and to have nots rather than the right of property to the haves. According to the Marx, implementing socialist agenda is considered to be justice and that the judiciary has to be committed to socialism. John Rawls have advocated social justice and advocated the concept of distributive justice. Rawls' theory of social justice focuses on the desires of individual in society. In his book Theory of Justice, Rawls argues the concept of freedom and equality are mutually exclusive. He concludes that justice to be truly just, everyone must be accorded with the same rights under law. Rawls have put forth two principles of social justice. Fundamental rights and duties must be uniformly applicable. A system can be just only when those benefit from it. There must be equality of opportunity to all the public offices that are available. The Rawls concept of fairness. Students, I end my first part over here. It's a request. If you like the video, please do like it. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it. And if people are not aware of this video, please give the awareness by sharing with them. Thank you, my dear students, for your patient hearing, and I wish you all the best for your examination.